Loquacious Libations on Tipsy Tuesday.
Is live.
Yeah, well, kind of. We're live tonight. We're not. We're not.
Oh
live
yeah,
tomorrow
that's
when
true.
they're watching us.
See, I keep forgetting that because I'm a dumbass.
Nah.
I'm a Duma.
Oh, well,
D-U-M-A-S.
good evening. It is currently Tuesday, May 20th. We're broadcasting to you guys tomorrow night on Facebook and YouTube at 8:30 on the 21st. Mm-hmm.
Before I forget, I'm wearing my.
It's not the knife hand. It's the,
Before I forget,
it's touchdown.
I'm wearing the big cock.
Big
shirt.
cock shirt.
I'm
right?
wearing the big cock shirt tonight. Now this is my profile picture. I have this shirt on on X.
Right.
Okay.
With the fish.
With the lobsters, right?
Lobsters, yeah. Excuse me. Sorry.
Okay.
Fishing.
Fish hands.
Fish hands.
My question is, I have a question.
Okay.
I got
I'm sure
called.
you have many questions.
I have many questions, but this one pertains to this shirt.
Okay.
I got called something this week on X because I made a comment on a post and I got railed for it, and I just made me laugh my ass off.
I didn't see that. I'll have to go back and look.
Well, my question is, do I look fat?
No. No, as a matter of fact, compared to when I met you, especially.
Oh yeah,
you've
I'm back to where I was when I was 25.
And yeah, you don't look anything
No.
like fat to me. Of course, I know you a little better too, but
It was
the lighting.
I was called fatso.
Fatso.
Yes. I'm like,
I have more fat than he does, just to let y'all know.
well, it made me laugh my ass off.
Right?
And I responded, I said, anytime you want to compare six packs, please bring it on.
You want to forget what I said down? Play us in.
Oh,
So yeah, we kind of started this tradition a little bit with when I was using the production box, which we're going to get back out and get working, especially if we're going to be recording.
yeah. I mean, we should use it all the time as we're recording because you can edit.
I'm going to and plus it actually has the record feature on it and everything. Anyway, so yeah, here we are. We're at Loquacious Libations. Okay, is that good enough?
Yeah. Who cares? The
That's
five
the
people
comedy
who see us,
portion.
the five fans that we have.
Well, the ones that haven't been run off by technology.
Correct. Well, there has been. I'll tell you what. Let's get to mixing because we got a great cocktail tonight.
Yes, let's do it.
The Black Manhattan. But now the Black Manhattan is a pretty new cocktail. It's about maybe 6 or 7 years old. Todd Smith out at Bourbon and Branch in San Francisco created this monster. And of all the Manhattan riffs that we've done, this is my favorite riff.
Yep.
Okay.
And we did do this on one of our previous webisodes, if you will.
Correct.
We did our Manhattan series not long after or before we were on X. Actually.
Yeah,
So it would have been probably back last January.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, just this past January,
Yeah.
right in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a Black Manhattan, which is traditionally made with rye, and then another thing we changed up. I'd forgotten I had this bottle of Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel, and we used this on the toasted Old Fashioned. So I decided, hey, let's try it with this and see how it
toasted
works.
Black Manhattan.
A toasted Black Manhattan.
Would that make it a brown Manhattan? No, because black would be.
No, because
crispy.
black you have to scrape off.
Right.
All right, let's just mix. This is real easy recipe. 2 of each orange bitters, Angostura bitters, and I remembered them this week. I remembered them this week. So,
which I was excited to find, and Scott Sage pointed this out too, was that they're cheaper on Amazon, but they do carry them here locally at our favorite place to get our liquor here recently, which is called Bourbon Barn, right up here on 13th in Gainesville.
Yeah, the guys at Bourbon Barn are pretty decent. They've got a great selection.
They are,
and they do have they have allocated bottles.
Yeah,
you're going to pay.
you are, unless you get part of the raffle.
Well, which is common.
Yeah.
I will say that they are rather aggressive with some of their pricing on the allocated stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we discovered that earlier because wasn't it the 1792 that we saw there and it was crazy, stupid
No, that was over at Millhopper.
Millhopper. Yeah. Oh, they're proud of everything over there.
Yeah, they are. I mean, fucking.
Always have been. Oh.
I'll tell you. And now here, another thing that we haven't found in Florida yet. And if anybody out there has found this in Florida, is the Wild Turkey 101 8-year age-stated bourbon. We're looking for that. It's getting very good reviews. It's been available overseas for forever, but for some reason, not here in the States. But now they're bringing it back to the States. So it's interesting because I heard, based on that there was a rumor going around,
Right.
that Buffalo Trace prior to the flood was thinking about stating ancient age again.
Really?
So I heard that rumor. I don't know if it's true. I mean, rumors constantly fly around the yard in the bourbon world.
Oh yeah. Well, if you remember, we actually heard that they were going to be like
discontinued because of
86 in AA.
Yeah, because of benchmark.
You like that?
Yes, I did. Part of the craziness that will.
Oh
there's,
man!
There's two levels of craziness going on right now,
and they're both loud as hell.
And there's so many players on the field. It's like it's confusing as fuck to me. Yeah, it's entertaining though.
Yes, it is.
It's completely entertaining. It's like, what the fuck? Could they? There's so many subplots.
Right.
In the script now, all of a sudden, it's just mind-boggling to keep up with.
I got that ready. So.
Oh, look at that! Look at that dark color.
Beautiful.
It's a cool looking drink, and it's a really tasty drink.
And we're going to show you guys here in a minute as well. Here, wait. You know what? There's no excuse for me not to come back and edit that in as a picture-in-picture somehow.
Oh, okay.
Plus, I'll show it to the screen in case it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's the beauty part of guest recording.
Yeah.
And not having to worry about doing live stuff.
Unless you're trying to upload to X, and then they have a 10-minute video thing, even when you're a premium customer.
Yeah, they are not. They even say they're not a video platform,
right?
But they'll house your live streams for forever.
Well, oh, there it is. Is it charged? The answer is no. Because I didn't prepare for that kind of thing. Nope.
Well, of course not. No big deal.
That's all right. All right. Well, we'll show it here anyway.
Yeah.
To add to our Laurel and Hardy stuff there. All right. Let's take this up here and show somebody. All right. There we go. That's info. Let's see how dark that is.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, it gets dark from the Amaro. But that Amaro, I'll tell you about, like I said, when we opened the show, this is my favorite of the Manhattan Riffs. This is my favorite.
Here, I got something for you that's kind of cool. Whenever I'm carrying something like that, especially when it's kind of full, I always remember what my dad told me was don't look at it.
Okay.
And if you don't look at it, your internal gyroscope kind of takes over. You can feel the level of it without looking at it somehow.
I'll tell you, I get that, but I have a tendency, if I'm holding something,
talk with your hands.
Yes.
Me too.
Then fucking shit flies all over the place.
But here, and this will be a little politically incorrect, y'all. Sorry about this, but my dad did a short stint as he said as a waitress at IHOP. He was the only straight male working the midnight shift downtown Atlanta. So he was a waitress at IHOP. And again, politically incorrect terms be damned here because this was the time.
And we're
the
talking
drag queens loved the hell out of him. You know.
I bet. Cheers, brother.
Cheers. And cheers to all of you. I think it's a good time to make one of our points because we have been a little frenetic the past few weeks with the tech
a little
issues and yeah. But oh man, that's so tasty.
Yeah, that's just a. You know, not to change the subject, but the flavor profile is very different with this than the rye.
Oh yeah,
because we made it with. Did we make it with the double oaked, or did we the Sagamore double oaked, or did we do the High West double rye? I can't remember either.
We'll have to double check that. But until you said it, it didn't dawn on me with the toasted part of it.
Well, you can taste it.
That's really coming through.
It's like marshmallows, toasted marshmallows.
I was exactly about to say.
That's what it tastes like. I mean, literally, it tastes like campfire marshmallows.
Yeah, there's an aspect of that in there. The cherry brings something even deeper and different to it.
Yeah,
too. And I guess the Averna.
Well, and the Verna has so many layers of flavor in it.
Mm-hmm. That's really nice. But what I was gonna say, funny enough that we got pulled off on the liquor part of it because we had just taken the first sip.
Yeah.
But I did want to make our mission statement.
Hold on, I got to get my fat ass down.
Fatso.
Yeah, I'm a fatso now.
But back to our original mission statement. This is not about
and my
this part.
Here, before we go, my profile picture
and tangents. That's the other thing we're about.
My profile picture, which is I don't know, 8-9 months old now. Was, according to this person, 10 years old.
Oh, okay. The one you took on vacation last year when we ran the...
Correct. Correct.
What was it? One
Correct.
of the wild turkey drinks. It was the Thanksgiving episode, so it was the Wobbly Gobbler. That's what it was.
Yeah. And I was just like...
See, sometimes I can remember our old ones.
And this was a woman that was criticizing me. And she's younger than me. And then she's blasting me, telling me that it was so comical.
Picture's 10 years old.
Because I'm sorry, I even my daughter calls me Cupie.
That works.
because I look 10, 12 years younger than I am.
If it wasn't for my damn white beard, I probably would too.
Well, you know what's funny is she went from the last time I grew my beard out, then she was calling me Santa, so I promptly shaved it off because it's all white,
right?
You know,
there are little streaks. I used to have streaks of white. Now I have streaks of color.
You have lots of salt and
little pepper. Salt and very little pepper.
Where it used to be all, for whatever reason, because I was a towhead when I had hair.
I haven't heard that term in a very long time.
I was a towhead when I had hair. Well, it's funny because now I'm a towhead literally when it grows up because it's just all fucking white. I mean, it's not gray. It is white.
I haven't tried to grow this out in a very long time. Now, if I did, there would be practically nothing up here. It would be like wispy.
Yeah, well, I don't want to tangent.
Yeah, tangent.
I'm going to put something out. If you want to edit it out, it's fine.
All right.
But if the med beds are real,
right?
Are you gonna grow it all out again?
What the hell?
I know exactly what I'm gonna do. And I told you already. I'll just jog your memory.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Russell, Stargate.
I high and tight.
Oh man, that's so fucking squared away. Now, the last time I had my hair like that, I was a senior in high school.
I never had my hair like that.
It started as
Wait, here. I got one for it. Well, no shit. I can't get the Facebook out on this. I don't think. Hold on. I never did get it all set up for that.
You know, that's so good you can almost gargle with it.
Yeah. It's really tasty. Okay.
Yeah, it is really tasty. You know, let's go back to your original point.
Yeah, and
before we forget it, because
right. And that was that. Yeah, we may focus on this as the content to draw you in and get you watching to start out with. This is something we've been doing for practically 10 years now, at least.
Oh yeah.
You know, we've known each other 13.
Wednesday nights, we just get together, have a drink, shoot the shit
wine.
like two guys at the bar.
Yeah.
We're inviting you into our conversation. That's all.
Right.
That's all this really is.
But the point of all of it is the friendship part. Make time, at least once a week, to sit down and unwind with a buddy.
Yeah, you don't have to have we just choose to have a cocktail. We started out drinking wine and eating sushi.
Wine and sushi.
Then we went to beer and pizza. And then we went to the cocktails.
Yep. Yeah, they quit doing the pizza up there, and we went, well, damn.
Well, the whole gamut
the
changed
bar,
up there.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, so we came in here and we set up, and yeah, we've been doing it for a year now. Still unbelievable that we've been doing this for over a year.
Well, you know,
and
we'll keep doing it.
We haven't hit the triple digits yet, but
who
cares?
We'll keep doing. We're gonna keep doing it. Well, eventually we'll probably get our mojo back and figure out the tech issues and go back live on X and record it at the same time.
Absolutely.
And post it to our other stuff. Which, by the way, have we started Rumble yet?
No, I was going over that with you to start he's busting my balls on purpose for this.
No, I wasn't on purpose. I was just off. The light bulb went on in my head, and I'm just like, hey.
No, I did open Rumble earlier. I'm going to have to configure some things in my own personal profile before I can get all the way in and do the Loquacious Libations.
Okay, whatever. That's not my bailiwick, so I'll stay the fuck away.
I've had other things on my mind and hadn't thought about it until right at the wrong times. Usually.
Of course, that's Murphy's Law.
Oh yeah. I was looking for. No, I can't find that right now. I'll post something somewhere my old high school picture.
Oh. Yeah.
Those that knew me from East Point, a lot of my Facebook friends, especially East Point, Georgia, will remember the blonde rat tail.
So you dyed it? You bleached it, I should say.
Yeah. And I'm talking toe-headed bleached.
Yeah.
Against my very dark, at that time, brown hair.
Yeah. Yeah, no, when we met, you had really dark brown.
Not much of it up top, but yeah, I had dark brown hair.
Yeah.
A lot of people always thought it was black.
The picture that we have with Derek,
Mm-hmm.
because that's your
a lot more black in my beard.
Oh my God. I was like, but here, what's funny is that seems like it was
last week.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I was going to say 2 weeks ago, and that was Jesus, man.
That was when it was still Lucky's too. So
at least probably 8 or 7, 8 years. Yeah.
Well, wait, I moved here.
Well, when did you have your heart attack?
Had my heart attack 2017.
Okay,
moved in here 2018.
It was right after that.
Yep. And Lucky's made that transition right in that time between my heart attack and when I moved in here. It's an open bag.
Oh yeah, no, I'm like kidding.
Cat trap. Usually the cats are up. This one stayed out tonight. Harley Quinn.
Meow. Meow.
Now Jameson will flat out talk to you. You call him, and he'll chirp at you. Just
yeah. You've told me that.
He is so funny. He'll even do it when he's asleep. He'll be sleeping. You call his name. He's bitching at you. The hell are you calling my name for?
Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's cat.
Go to hell, man.
That's cats.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
All right, so here, let's roll on into the craziness roundup.
two levels of craziness going on.
Yeah.
There's the surface craziness, and then there's the I would say, if you have a view from 60,000 feet, Angel 60, there's a lot going on that a lot of people aren't talking about.
Yeah.
But if you're paying attention on the surface, you can get to that 60,000 level. You'll get in the rabbit hole and you'll be like, wait a second.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me see what's really going on.
But you got to pay attention to the details of the stuff that's coming out now. And it's interesting watching there's a chess match going on and it's easy to see. Okay. And here the on the surface level, the easiest chess move that I've seen in the last week was the Her tapes came out. The DOJ released the entire recorded conversation between Joe Biden and the investigator, Mr. Her.
Right. Ben-Hur, right?
Is it Ben-Hur? I don't know.
If it's not, it should be.
Anyways, I took the time to listen to those tapes, not just the Axios version, the whole DOJ release, because I had nothing to do about 3 or 4 days ago. So I listened to it. It's incoherent.
Scary.
It's literally the actor playing Biden did a great job. I mean, there's time. I mean, I'll ask you a question about. Is Aiden going to do the spring play as the lighting and
right?
And you're going to answer talking to me about Bo's death.
Right.
Completely unrelated to the question. Like, I mean, it's.
I heard one of those clips today that was something to do with a samurai sword or something. Mongolian.
Well,
story.
What's interesting is all of a sudden, of course, then, what gets released right behind that? I mean, 1 day later.
Oh, here.
He's got prostate cancer. You can't criticize him. You can't talk bad about him.
Let me point out something else. You know the very first report that I heard? That the nodule was found while he was in the White House.
Correct.
And then after that, that part of it got buried.
Yeah, it's... So, the chess match going on is all of a sudden one team, the left team is, the red team is screaming, you can't criticize our guy.
No, the blue team is screaming.
Or the blue team, sorry. You can't criticize our guy because he's going to die. And we're going to have him die when it's appropriate in the fall when you're really crushing us. So we're going to break the news cycle. And that's what this is all about. It's just spin. Spin, 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 spin.
It's a lot to digest at one time, like you said, too.
There's so much else going on.
There's no way that it would be as advanced as it is by finding it now. Which goes back to my point.
Because we're talking...
When was it actually found? Because all that was said on that initial news report was that it was found while he was in the White House. It didn't say on his last physical. It didn't say a time range. It said... I mean, because you and I know, you listen to particular things sometimes.
Details matter.
Details matter.
Details matter. And how things are said matters.
And especially that first run on the news cycle. Because that's raw and they haven't had time to really go, oh, wait a minute, that doesn't sound good. Hold on, put it out this way instead.
Correct. Yeah.
My mom was in the newspaper business too. I learned a thing or two that way. Headlines change.
So
events haven't.
That's kind of the surface game that's been being played. But then 47... if you follow him on Truth Social, he has been dropping warheads. Absolute warheads.
Dropping warheads out all over the world doing what he's doing. Not in a violent sense, but just, holy crap, look at everything that's happening.
Well, yeah, here, the biggest thing to take away from the Middle East trip is, where didn't he go? He went and basically collected $5 trillion worth of investment from the energy-rich countries in the Middle East, but where didn't he go? He didn't go to Israel.
Right.
He's cutting the time. Now, in the first administration, he moved the embassy out of Tel Aviv and to Jerusalem, and now he's cutting the cord.
Yeah, here. You're on it. You want independence. This is you.
Yep. And notice all of a sudden all the rhetoric.
We're here, but you're on it.
All the rhetoric out of Israel is, oh, we're not going to invade Gaza. We're not doing this. You know why? Because Big Brother isn't there to protect your ass anymore. So now the whole game has changed, and that's the point to the upper level.
It's not non-support of Israel. It's just self-sufficiency of Israel.
Correct. You got it.
Because as an ally, Israel still has no other ally.
And what have they done for the United States?
Golden Dome.
Well,
good transition.
That's a whole nother, Trump talked
level,
about that, but there's so much going on there. There's so much going on to the Golden Dome stuff that
a lot above what we will speak of here tonight. Do your own research.
Way above. It's a rabbit hole.
A big one.
A very deep one. It's very esoteric. Most people won't believe it.
I call it a singularity.
It's
as far as the rabbit hole sense.
But most people aren't ready for that truth yet.
Yeah.
They're just.
Most people aren't ready for a real AI. We don't have a real AI yet.
No, we don't.
Thank God.
Well, I'll tell you. See here,
we're close.
We always
the singularity itself has not happened yet.
We talk about seeds, planting seeds in consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those seeds have been planted. You know when they were planted? Remember when all the UAPs and the UFOs were going off in New Jersey and in Ohio, and they were talking about balls of light? Plasma balls. Those are plasma balls. Fighter pilots called them Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters, yep.
Okay? What people don't know is Foo Fighters are living entities. That plasma is an entity, a consciousness.
We just haven't learned to understand it yet.
Well, the average person hasn't.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean we're getting deep in the rabbit hole, and I really don't want to kind of go here yet.
We're going a little too far.
I know the audience is not. I know you're not ready for it.
Now, if it was just the two of us, we'd be letting that shit fly and having fun with it.
Yeah, and we'd be doing some speculating.
Yep.
I mean, we like to do that. And
Casey Castor, if you're watching, you would enjoy that part of the conversation.
Well, and it's funny because we'll, for whatever reason, both of us have very good memories for these conversations.
Yes.
And when we talk about esoteric stuff, and it'd be like, remember when was that? I don't know, but I remember talking about it.
Yep.
When was that, about 2 years ago? No, I think it was 7. Oh, really? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But where we call, I know. Y'all, this is not an expensive drink to make. You don't have to buy. This is an expensive bourbon.
You can use any bourbon or rye, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, here, this is an $80 bottle of bourbon or
right.
a $70 bottle of bourbon. But you can go. I saw a post today by Bourbon Enthusiast. Old Granddad 114. He showed it for $38. It's a total value proposition. It's a great bourbon.
Mm-hmm. And at 114?
And at 114 proof, it's going to stand up in any cocktail you pour with it.
Yep.
And it's really a tasty. That's one of the better Jim Beam products put out. And
I agree.
And a very, very, very low price. I mean, you can, if you're lucky, there's some states that you'll find that around the $30 mark. But $35 to $40 is typically the window. It's $36 here in our local market. So,
right.
That would be, if you want to go bourbon, that'd be a good bourbon to go with.
Wait, let's come out of the political craziness a little bit for just a second.
Oh, that's great.
I've got a good crazy one for you. The jailbreak in Louisiana.
Oh,
What the hell? So you got a guy arrested today that worked at the jail. Did you hear about that?
yes.
Okay, so he says he was threatened that they were gonna, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's
they were gonna shank him.
That's a CYA.
Anyway, so he turned the water off, let them get out a hole that they say could not have been made from the inside that was behind the toilet. So these inmates knew that the hole was behind the toilet that somebody had dug from the outside.
It's like El Chapo,
yeah,
where they drilled it from the outside up into it, right into where he happened to be, into his cell.
and then
But you know,
the graffiti, man, that was the best.
You know what
We innocent.
Yeah, it shows the creativity of human beings too. I don't care.
Excuse me.
People all the time make the assumption,
You're choked up.
those fuckers are in prison. They're dumbasses. No, they're not. They're fucking smart as hell. They just got caught doing something stupid.
How many of them were out on the street for 6-7 years before they got caught?
Right.
And finally the forensics caught up with them.
You know, I'll tell you what.
Betty watches the ID channel. Yeah.
I was fortunate or unfortunate. I don't know what to call it. But I had a college roommate for 1 year. I had two other college roommates, and the three of us.
Look who's in on the action now. We're the Louisiana.
Oh, of course.
Dog the bounty hunter.
Yeah. Let me tell this story.
I had to throw that in there right quick.
I had a college roommate who's unfortunately passed away. He died in a car accident about 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh.
Which it's actually very befitting for him, because he would constantly he'd be like, the speed limit's 55. Okay, I'm going 75. You just add 20 to it. Except in school zones, he was very good about that.
Right.
Anyways, because he knew he'd get busted. Now, Dom always. I didn't know this. I mean, I knew him. We were from the same hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And Dom always had money. Okay? Now, his dad was a doctor. His mom was a real estate agent. I mean, so they had some family money. But here's an 18-year-old kid driving around in a brand new Firebird.
Yeah.
Okay? And then the year before we were roommates, he bought himself a brand new GMC pickup. Okay? It's like...
Nice.
Yeah, no.
Had the gun rack.
And
that was the era.
Yeah, it was totally the era, and that's how actually we got to meet, because we both duck hunted. We both enjoyed duck hunting. Okay, so
in East Point, it didn't matter whether you actually hunt or not.
You still had a shotgun.
They had the rack in the back of the truck.
Oh, sure.
You could see it. You know, at the high school.
Well,
that was before school shootings.
I come to find out. That Dominic's got money because he's a major cocaine dealer on campus.
Nice.
Okay. Now this guy's rooming with me. Okay. And I could never figure out why all the time. I mean, the fucking hottest chicks were always at our place. All the time.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why. Now, it wasn't until we were about 4 or 5 weeks in, I'm like, now I get it. Because I walked...
He's got more coke than Atlanta. I'm sorry.
I walked in on a party going on. I mean, I'm like, dude, why didn't you say so? Anyways.
World of Coca-Cola. Sorry.
Well, here's the crazy thing. He had a connection in Chicago, and he would drive his truck or motorcycle down to Chicago at a fish store, and the fish store, tropical fish store, would have it sent in to their hub, marked tropical fish. Well, what's the speed limit? He's driving his motorcycle
Not 55.
Not 50,
Sammy Hagar would have been his friend.
Not 55, and he gets pulled over. Now he's got full leathers on and a helmet and everything, and he's got a kilo of cocaine
Stuck in his jacket.
in his jacket.
Yep.
And he goes to pull out his wallet, which is also in his jacket.
Oh.
So
he
he
didn't have the chain?
So he
pocket?
unzips it just enough that the cop can see there's something in there.
Oh, hell.
And he goes to prison for 2 years.
He
He only got 2 years.
2, yeah.
Well, it was funny
2 years
because
for how much?
a kilo.
A full kilo?
A full
Damn.
2.2 pounds.
And what state?
Illinois.
Shit, that would not have flown in Alabama.
Oh, of course not. Well, anyways, when he gets out, I picked him up
Yeah.
at the Joliet prison. Okay, the same prison that Joliet Jake from
Joliet
the Blues
Jake.
Brothers
First
got
thing
out
I'm
of.
thinking is
And
yeah.
I said, dude, he walks out. I mean, it's like the fucking movies.
yeah.
Jesus criminy. Just spilled a quarter of my drink.
Just about every time he makes a party foul on the
I do,
tablecloth.
on this tablecloth. Oh, I feel like sucking it out of the
Laurel and
tablecloth.
Hardy. Well, here, my granddaddy had the smooth and no tablecloth on it, so he would actually get it up with his finger if he made one.
It is just like the movies. You're standing at the gate. The gate opens. He comes walking out.
Yep, with a bag.
Yep. I'm like, dude, where you been for 2 years? What's the first thing he does? Been in school. That's just what he
At
says.
school.
Flips me. Well, he came back to school and graduated.
Would have been really good if he had called you Elwood.
Yeah. I wasn't driving an old Dodge though, either.
Right. With a big speaker on top of it. So, speaking of here, you talk about a tangent. Okay. So that made me think of Universal Studios because Universal used to have the Blues Brothers
Yeah.
show where they had the real car coming around with the speaker on top of it and everything. And then I thought that's near the Hard Rock in Orlando.
Oh, is that's the venue
where
you're going to go to?
How's that for a segue, bro?
That is a big segue. That's a perfect segue. Announced today.
Yes, announced today, Dream Theater is going to be in Orlando at the Hard Rock on September 13th. Tickets go on sale on Friday morning at 10 a.m. to the public.
You know what I found out today?
Well,
I don't mean to.
no, go ahead.
There's a lot of thunder there. For those of you that
Dude.
I mean, we're both big Dream
Are
Theater
you going?
fans. That I knew he was gonna. I knew you were gonna ask me that
On
question.
the air, I'm asking you, are you going?
Undecided.
Undecided. Okay, well, I'm going to be in line 10 o'clock Friday morning, even while I'm walking around at work, because that's in the middle of my first job
Okay.
at work. But I can monitor my phone on, shit like that. Plus, you got to be there a half hour early to make sure you get the slot and all that kind of crap. Anyway, let me know before Friday morning if you can.
Okay. Will do. September.
Hard Rock. So that's going to be a fun show.
It'll be a fun show.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and here.
And only about an hour and a half drive for us. So.
Did I hear Miss Betty come down?
Yeah.
She don't want her voice on.
No, I
recording.
know. But she don't want to make an appearance either.
No, I definitely know that part, but I just thought I would mess with her a bit. But we have some concerts lined up. Well, concert type stuff lined up.
Well, you got a cruise concert.
Yeah, that's going to be a
Which,
lot of fun.
oh, man, by the way.
The replacement band.
Oh, big.
So Brad Arnold, unfortunately, has been diagnosed with stage 4 renal cancer, and it's spread into his lungs. Nice, good catch there.
Yeah, which is terrible.
Yes.
Kidney cancer. I had an uncle that has still with us, but
Yeah.
had a kidney removed because
But
of
here,
kidney
out of
cancer.
nowhere, he went in because he felt bad, and had some tests, and you got stage 4 renal cancer, and it's already spread to your lungs.
That's how does that happen?
Right.
fenbenzenol,
Right.
fenbenzenol, and what's ivermectin.
Yep.
Look at Mel Gibson just said a close friend of his was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, not stage 4, but pancreatic cancer,
Right.
which is like your death
That's an
sentence.
aggressive one. Yeah.
And
For damn
he
sure.
started taking massive doses of fenbenzenol and ivermectin, and he's completely cancer free.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
now here I can't claim that I know who this is, but according to Mel Gibson, which I don't know why a high profile celebrity would lie about something like that.
Right. Especially one that's, got so much odd press in the last few years. Anyway.
Well, he's been railing against the Hollywood culture
for a very long time.
for quite a while.
Since The Passion.
And did he get that real high profile arrest, and where they really, was that before or after The Passion? After, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that was
discredit.
that was the Hollywood Satanists coming after him.
That was a Hollywood discredit.
Yeah.
Here, we're going to ruin you since you did this. Anyway.
The cherry is going to be so fucking good.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's why I'm letting that one soak
Anyway,
a little
so listen, hey, now here I want to say something else because I knew
Yeah.
you were going to talk about that tonight. If you're in Florida and you want to make this concert and see it with us,
bit. Yes.
that's go get those tickets.
Yeah. The thing is, I saw today here, it doesn't go on sale, so I can't get a ticket price yet. Right? So then, of course, I've been consulting Grok about a couple of things again recently. And I got kind of a ballpark figure from there. Then I went to StubHub. StubHub is already showing tickets on sale. Now, I'm going to explain this for just a second. StubHub is a second hand.
Yeah, right.
So what you got is people who have already participated in the pre-sale that are putting their tickets out there.
Sure.
So general admission, which should be probably around $95,
is $200.
Is going for $148 at the moment.
Okay. Because I was going to say
the
here,
balcony is going for $107. $170.
this is what for decent tickets to that show at that particular venue, it's $100. It's going to be $100.
It's going to be anywhere from so the estimate that I got from the AI was anywhere from $95 to $230.
Okay, depending on where you want to sit.
Depending on what part of
and in that particular venue, if you're there just for the music, there's not a bad seat. If you want to
general admission or balcony will be fine.
Yeah, because it's a
ticket in the door to hear the music.
And the acoustics in that place are great.
Yeah, phenomenal, I'm sure.
Yeah. So
I mean, hard rock.
Yeah.
Come on. That's what they're built for.
Correct.
So anyway.
And the museum there is awesome.
Yeah. So here's what I'd like to do. It's Saturday the 13th of September. So if you want to go with us, to that, let's do a small remote pre-concert.
We probably could get away with a quick
local
live.
bars.
Yeah.
Right near the arena. Right near actually here, the bar in the fucking Hard Rock.
In the Hard Rock, yeah, I would say we could do a.
They would probably love the hell out of that.
Sure, because we'll promote it.
Yeah. So yeah.
And we can lie that we have more than 5 fans.
Yeah, there we go.
We have 50,000.
We're double digits. We haven't hit triple yet, but we're getting close in a couple of spots.
Yeah, we got 50,000 fans. What was the name of that again?
I don't remember.
But see, we have a great name, though.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Probably not bullshitting.
But we are 1 part bartending.
2 parts bullshit.
Cheers, my brother. Oh, look, you.
That's how much I spill.
I really do enjoy doing this every week with you, whether we're on camera or not, period. But with the on-camera aspect added in, what I do miss is that live aspect of it.
Yeah, no, because
the interaction.
The interaction with the audience.
With you
I
guys.
completely agree. And we're going to figure that out because...
Very soon. even if we have to temporarily, I thought about this today and I haven't sprung it on you yet. If we have to temporarily go back to YouTube for the live broadcast, fuck the censorship in the live chat. We'll just broadcast from there. They're not censoring us.
No, they're censoring the chat. That's
right.
where we
With our multiple
had our problem there.
With our multiple platforms, we can still pull in the audience that we want to pull in, and still go live on Wednesday nights.
We could do it next week if you
not,
want.
Not
we
necessarily next week because I'd like to set up a couple of things first.
Okay.
I'd like to for our new live debut. I'd like to make it bigger.
Well, okay. What's my mantra?
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Okay. Let's just fuck it. Let's just go.
By the way, also, I do want to give a shout out to one person who specifically made a comment on last week's broadcast.
Okay.
He made the comment on Facebook. It was the link to the one on YouTube, I think, before I got the actual upload done to Facebook. But all that aside, my old drum leader from high school, Kelly Anderson, popped in and gave me a compliment. So I'd just like to give him a shout out. Kelly, I appreciate that. I really do.
I don't know you, Kelly, but good job.
Some of the interest that you see come from your side of the area there. So
yeah, oh yeah.
He was on me about Rush at Moving Pictures before I really fully discovered them. So here, Hateville High School, 1981 and 82. Okay, that's when I was at Hateville for my 8th grade and 9th grade years. 81, 82, 82, 83.
Okay.
School years. All right. Excuse me, sorry. So Kelly was the leader of the drum core section. We had 13 drummers total out of 30-something band members.
I don't know why my head is all of a sudden hot. Yeah, that's probably it. The alcohol's starting to flow.
Yes. Hey, why do you think I take my hat off about halfway through usually?
Yeah, okay.
Of course, we're more than halfway through tonight, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who gives
fuck
a fuck?
It.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that
Kelly
serves me so well. I cannot tell you.
Kelly was our leader in the 13 drummers or whatever out of the 35 band members. Okay, so we had
disproportionate
4 snare drummers.
Disproportionate.
Yeah, 4 snare drummers, 1 bass drummer. Well, actually, sometimes 2 bass drummers.
Okay.
Right. 1 trip toms, which was Kelly, and 1 xylophone, which was Lisa. And then various cymbals,
sure,
whatever, auxiliary, I guess you would call them. So anyway, Kelly was the big leader and big 96 rock listener, big Rush fan, early. Yeah, because I remember.
He's so funny. He says early. I saw Rush in 1978.
Early for me, as far as that goes.
Bitch.
He was 2 years ahead of me, both musically and in school, so to me it was early.
Okay. I can buy that. See, I forget, it's funny. I forget about our age difference.
Right. I'm 55.
I'm 61.
My other best friend is 65, so.
But you know what's funny is, and you know this friend, I have a friend that's considerably younger than me.
Yeah.
But it's like, not really.
Yeah. There's a physical age. There's a medical age.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. There's a medical age.
No,
there's a mental.
They're separate. They're separate.
There's a mental age.
But they're separate. Physical age, medical age are separate.
Yeah. And then there's a mental age.
And then there's a mental age on top of that. And then there's the personality, which is a whole different rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's an amalgam of all that.
Correct. I mean, there's
everybody my age in Gen X especially can relate to this. I'm still the kid I was at 14, 15 years old in here at some parts.
I have a friend that's a longtime friend.
Yeah, the one with the rat tail.
I have a friend that's a longtime friend, and every time that I see her, and I mean I've known her for 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay, good friends, and she says, you're still such a little boy.
And I am too. I mean, in a lot of ways I am, and you know what?
It'll never go away.
It'll never go away, and not only that, I'm not ashamed of it.
Me neither. I tell people all the time I have 2 dogs in my head.
Mine was the golden retriever is one of them.
And it's here. I got
The loyalty. This man is one of the most loyal people I've ever known in my life.
I have I have the work dog in my head.
The shepherd.
It's a knife hand. I could here. No, you know what? I'll share the goddamn pictures.
Oh man. See, this is the kind of stuff we need to have ready in pre-production, but
Yeah.
we never think of that ahead.
I know.
But if I have that shit right here, then I can, with a production box and everything, do it right. We'll see.
There, that's worked me.
Oh, work you.
That's
Work you.
Would
Okay.
you agree?
Yes.
That's
oh yeah.
Here's work me. Here's work me. You fuck with me,
Work sage.
you're getting it. Okay?
Yep.
Because when I'm on and I'm working,
Knife hand.
I do not fuck around.
Right.
And you will not fuck around on me. Okay?
Speaking of fucking around, do you remember my last month at Gatorland Toyota?
Oh, you were fucking around a lot.
Dude, I sat at my desk and milked the fucking minimum wage.
Yeah.
And waited for them to fire me.
Here's
Oh, hell yeah.
that.
And that's you and I all day long when we're together.
This is me most of the time.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Now,
Oh, man.
I have one particular friend that constantly is like, are you right dog or left dog right now?
Right. So, back to the concert culture coming up this fall, I guess. Well, September 13th is still end of summer, I guess. Technically.
Well, I mean,
22nd?
that is right. Well, yeah, the 21st, but I always think of, okay, summer starts this weekend,
Right.
Memorial Day,
Memorial Day, yeah.
and it ends on
Labor
Labor
Day.
Day.
Yeah. Period.
That's just the way it is.
But fall, summerish to start out the season with the Dream
but
Theater.
we're in Florida,
Which,
so
by the way, no opening act.
just they're gonna walk out and start
They're
playing.
doing a rush, an evening with Dream Theater, Parasomnia. Not the 40th anniversary tour.
Wow.
We didn't get the 40th anniversary tour here. Now Atlanta, wait. Oh yeah, here, Concert World craziness. Atlanta got the 40th anniversary tour. Except they had to cancel. So everybody who had tickets
Got refunded?
We'll reschedule it at a later date.
Oh.
As a result, after they're in Orlando on September 13th, the next 2 performances are in Atlanta.
All right, up there.
One for Parasomnia, one for 40th anniversary. So it will be a different set list.
Oh,
different
that would be
show
worth
altogether.
That would be worth going to both
both
shows.
nights.
Yeah.
And last time I saw them, the only time I've ever seen them was on the current lineup. Their very first performance as a band together with Jordan Rudess, James LaBrie, John Petrucci, John Myung, and Mike Portnoy as the lineup in Scenes from a Memory. An album that was part of mine and his bonding.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember driving around and you're like, hey, I got to play something.
I got to play this for you. And Scott was like, oh, man. Not out loud like that, but yeah, it was that kind of reaction. It was nuclear reaction in the brain.
Oh, he saw it go off in my head.
Yeah, I did.
It didn't take long either.
It was about, there's a 10-second countdown that start out the album.
Yeah.
I explained to you because we'd already made a small connection on Rush at that point. I explained to him that the voice he was hearing reciting the 10-second countdown was Terry Brown.
Yep.
And I said, and wait till you hear what comes after it.
And it didn't take long. I was just like, and then
I literally, we literally drove around in a Toyota car, test driving it
for like
for our own product knowledge
for like
for an hour,
at least an hour. It might have been longer than that.
72 minutes.
Okay.
Because that's the length of the album.
And
we literally, wait, hold on, I just remembered this part. Remember. Cheers.
Cherry time.
Cherry time. Wait, what happened to the stabber? So
That's
anyway,
why I like these glasses.
We drove into the Toyota lot as the end of the album was playing at 72 minutes.
I remember.
Now, the end of the album is the character, because it's a concept album.
Mm-hmm.
The character comes home.
It's a rock opera.
Right. Opens his door, comes in, puts a record on the machine at home, on the phonograph, lays down on the couch, fixes himself a drink, lays down on the couch, and then the album ends with a little surprise ending, which I won't spoil for anybody.
No, listen to the album. That's
Dream Theater, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory.
Oh, look at you.
Well, hi, Ginger.
Yeah.
Okay, cherry time. I'm gonna.
Oh, you're gonna love this cherry. All right, Ginger, down. Go down.
Oh my goodness.
Go down.
Down.
Go down.
Cherry's about to snap pretty good. Good girl. This is the best damn dog. Man.
Oh, I know. I love that dog. I'm a huge dog person, and this is like one of the best rescues.
She was in the kennel for several months.
Oh, and somebody, I think she was just a breeder.
Yeah.
Originally, unfortunately.
The thing is, she's so sweet. So she was partially trained. She knew sit. She knew stay. We haven't taught her much more than that.
Yeah.
But she gets stuff. She's so intelligent.
Yes. Well, that's very indicative of her breed.
Yeah. Well, the mixture of the breed. Too.
Yeah.
What a mixture. Perfect mixture. She's a Vizsla, which is a bird dog.
Yep.
And a red-nosed pit.
Quite obviously.
Yeah. And those two breeds together with that coloring, it's a perfect mixture. She is the nanny dog. She really truly is.
She's just a great dog.
Yeah. Here, you talk about some pictures. I sent some to Betty today that are really good. Hang on. Where's my messages? Because I can access it through here. Nope, because Betty's on
no.
Android.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Anyway, Ginger and Harley. Well, here, Harley is Ginger is her best friend.
Harley's one of the cats.
Yeah, Harley is the cat. Harley Quinn is the cat that was in here earlier, and she has bonded with Ginger harder than she bonded with either of the humans in the house.
Well,
that's her person right there. Is Ginger. Jameson is
the other cat.
Yeah, he's the other cat. He's pretty much bonded with everybody in one way or another.
I'm going to have sticky hands because I keep hitting this spill spot.
Lick them. Lick them off. That's what my granddaddy did. Charles C. Huggins, our very first honoree on
Yep. And made
Wednesday.
Made a Manhattan, a traditional Manhattan.
Traditional Manhattan, yeah, with the ancient age. So yeah, you guys go back and check all the old episodes, see what we're really all about. We've been kind of, off kilter a little like the past few weeks. We're trying to bring some of the original flavor back to the show by recording it like this.
And we're gonna, here I was thinking about it, and we'll talk about it while we're on camera. Right
Yeah.
now. It's the kickoff of summer.
Yeah.
This coming weekend is the kickoff of summer. I was thinking about doing. It's time for some summertime drinks. Maybe doing some umbrella drinks and
right.
some run drinks.
So last year, to let you guys know, we did a gin series.
We
called
did a
Gin
series,
Gems.
Gin Gems.
Right. That's available on YouTube starting in the May-ish.
Yeah, it
end
was
of June.
I think we did 8 weeks
Something like that. Yeah.
of just
6 weeks.
classic.
Wait,
Well, one not
excuse
classic,
me.
one new.
End of July through August, because August was our ladies'
Oh, you're right,
birthdays.
because and we went to. I was on vacation and got that pea flower gym while I was down there.
Right.
So
And when you came back, we had our lady's birthday.
correct.
We're gonna get them on camera this year. Mark my word.
Okay.
That's a big, bold challenge right there. Here.
I would bet against that all day. You got huge odds too, man.
Here's the funny part. I was just about to say, I will not make a stake bet like on Clay and Buck.
No.
Have you ever heard them?
No.
Okay, I listen to talk radio to pass the time at work. And all talk radio is conservative, and I lean conservative, so that's kind of the natural way to go. Clay and Buck had a bet about whether Biden was going to be the nominee or not.
Okay.
A steak dinner.
Okay.
So whoever won got to choose the restaurant, whatever fucking city they wanted
Okay.
to have a steak in.
Okay.
So when Biden bowed out, one lost and
One won.
Right. But I'm not going to go so far as to make a stake bet because I know I'll lose on that one.
Oh, I could. I wouldn't let you make that bet because I already know.
Third birthday show will go.
I already know.
Because we're going to be in a different location by that time. And we're going to have them so relaxed that they'll go, yeah, fuck it.
That ain't gonna happen.
Come on, anyway. You know it is.
That ain't gonna happen.
It might.
If you would have been at my place tonight, you'd agree with me.
It ain't going to happen.
That ain't never fucking gonna happen.
Just to let you know, this is for the entertainment section because it ain't going to happen.
There ain't no fucking way.
She will never go on camera. I've already talked about special content on the cruise. And, yeah, she's not going to participate in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and that's fine.
I told her she might have to hold the camera at least.
That you're behind it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Here, I'm going to have a boy that just turned 18 on a cruise to the Bahamas.
You know what's funny?
What's the drinking age in the Bahamas?
I don't know that, but I was just wondering exactly that because here, my brain, because when I grew up in Wisconsin, the drinking age was 18.
Right.
So it automatically clicked. Oh, hey, wait a second. He's going to be 18 then. I don't know. My guess would be
Aiden's
it's
gonna be
pretty
with
much
us because-
21 everywhere.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah, I
universal,
know.
except in Germany.
But that would be fun anyway. Just to dream about that side of it. Go, hey, we got him past it.
That'll come soon enough.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, he's about to finish his junior year, my brother.
I know.
And yours is about to graduate college, or did
Already
graduate.
My
college.
last one. Woohoo! And she got a job.
Wow.
Oh, she got a job.
Did she?
Yeah, she's working for the university.
So,
now this is crazy.
Big question. Are you an empty nester yet? We do have millennials.
I still have 2 home. But
So back to what you were saying. Job at the university.
now this is crazy. Very recently, within the last 18 months,
Yeah.
a new rat has been discovered On set,
Not R-A-T-T like round and round.
no,
Okay.
R-A-T.
80s reference.
R-A-T. A new rat species has been discovered on Sanibel Island. And
Really?
they believe that it's the only place on the planet that this rat exists.
Really?
Called the Sanibel rice rat.
Okay.
So, my youngest...
What the hell is going on over there, Ginger?
My youngest, who is a wildlife ecologist, and they got funding for a study to study this rat in its natural habitat, and it's an extraordinarily elusive creature, I guess.
Yeah.
So they've the preliminaries.
But it is a brand new species, actually?
That's what they think.
Wow.
So they need to confirm this. Well, they haven't been able to catch one yet, but they've set up 6 cameras, wildlife cameras on supposed rat trails, and they haven't even got a photo of it yet. But they know that it's there because the people that live on the island are saying, "Hey, there's these crazy rats that live here."
Right.
So, the first thing that they're doing is they're setting up like fucking 90 cameras and traps and all kinds of stuff to see if they can capture some of these rats.
Right.
And she's involved in this study, and
that's freaking awesome, dude.
It's
here. You know what?
It's kind of crazy.
Did you see my face when you said Sanibel?
Well, yes.
Okay. So one of my very first memories. Here, I've got a photograph.
The whitest sand. There's 2 places on Florida that has the whitest sand. Destin, Florida has got sugar white sand. And then Sanibel Island, show the picture. Sanibel Island has got the whitest powder fine sand. It's absolutely spectacular. It's just absolutely spectacular.
You see who that is?
Oh, I'm sorry, I got to put my glasses on because I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, that picture is Charles Tully Huggins.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
Charles Tully Huggins Sr.
On Sanibel Island.
On Sanibel Island. The man that we dedicated our very first show to.
Yeah.
His birthday was May 8th, 1917. And
he's got an Atlanta Braves cap on.
Yes, he does. And I've got my mic, so I don't even have to scream as I'm walking out of here to do this. But one of my very first vacations was to Fort Myers and Sanibel Island, which has a nature preserve.
Yep, that's where she's working. On the preserve.
That is bad fucking ass, my brother. There.
There you go. That's a new school Atlanta hat.
Yeah. That's from the 90s, from the World Series era Braves. But, yeah, my granddaddy on Sanibel Island, I just thought that was really cool that you brought that up. But anyway, that's one of my favorite places. We used to go to the Pink Shell.
Okay.
The condominium group that was down there at the time. And
if you've ever been down there, you'll know exactly what he's talking about because you can't
pink
miss it.
Stucco.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
So we actually stayed on the freaking 7th floor out of 8, right? We stayed on the 7th floor, and this helicopter comes.
Hold on, just let me interrupt.
Yeah.
Hey,
Miss
sexy
Betty.
mama, how you doing?
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
For your birthday next year, you want to go on camera with us?
I told you you're going to lose that bet.
We're going to third year. But anyway, it was Fort Myers Pink Shell, and we were 7th floor out of the 8 floors on the condo, right? So we're standing out on the balcony looking over at the beautiful beach. I'm 8 years old. Atlanta, landlocked my entire freaking life.
And you're going, holy shit, man,
Except
it's
for
not
one
a lake.
trip to Carabel when I was 3 at that point.
Which you don't remember.
Right. Well, no, I did remember it. And
Okay.
I still have the pictures of it. I remember the memory of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't remember the actual thing, but I remember remembering it.
Okay.
Down to the shirt that I was wearing.
That's quite an explicit memory.
Yeah. Partially because of the photograph, I'm sure.
Sure.
But anyway, all that aside, first real vacation was to Fort Myers, Florida. We came down, we stopped in Jennings, then we drove the rest of the way, right, from Atlanta. And that was just, big for me at that time. We're standing on this balcony looking at this beautiful beach, maybe some dolphins out there and shit, like you said, the white sand. It's not Sanibel, but it's Fort Myers, and they still have pretty sand there. And beautiful clear water out there.
Yeah, yeah, no. In the summer, it's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden, a copter comes from the coast going out to the ocean directly over our condominium. So, because the building is a sound buffer, it makes no noise
Oh, until it gets past
up
you.
until the moment it crests the roof and you're
You're getting
line of
buffeted.
sight.
Yeah.
So I'm standing out on that balcony at 8 years old and going, oh man, how beautiful. And it scared the shit out of me.
Was it a Coast Guard helicopter?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I was so freaked out by the experience. It still bothers me to this day.
That's crazy.
Not bothers, but
I know what you mean. It's like, oh.
It made such an impression that was the first thing I told you about, But yeah, Fort Myers, absolutely beautiful. That was where my granddad had dreams of retiring to that area.
There's lots of people that have those.
First floor instead of 8th floor, but
doesn't matter.
Yeah, but they were actually down there doing the free condo thing, to look at the timeshares.
Oh, sure. Okay.
To be able
Lots of people make vacation that way.
to be able to go
They
look
sit
at
through
this
the
one
90,
and see
90
if they
minutes
want
of bullshit.
to see if they want to go buy this one over here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They went to Pink Shell, and that was where they always went because they did the free ones. But they always looked at other condominiums.
And then they say, no, we'll just take our steak dinner. Thank you.
Yeah. Next time we're going to bring our grandkids.
Yeah.
And go look for a place to live on our own. Type thing. But no, those were some fun vacations. We probably went down there 2 or 3 times to Pink Shell. And then my uncle bought a little cottage on Fort Myers Beach. It was second one back from
Just
the beach.
think what that's
itself.
worth today.
Oh, dude. And it was probably, it wasn't much bigger than this.
It's a cracker box.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a ton
On
of those
stilts.
in Florida that, yeah.
On stilts, had the stereo system underneath.
Okay.
So you had the stereo upstairs that had the A and B selection on it. And you could do A, B, or A and B.
Yeah.
And so you could do A and B and play all the music upstairs and all the music downstairs at the same time.
Yep. No, I get it.
Blast of a place to go when you're 15 years old. And
Absolutely.
and not long after being a Rush fan. So it was Led Zeppelin and Rush. Houses of the Holy was one of my favorite albums at that time.
Hey, that's
Heavy
the album you
playlist.
gifted me.
Yep. And of course The Ocean.
You can't.
You can't go to The Ocean without playing The Ocean. So I can remember sitting down there and playing that on the system down there. Of course, now Bluetooth, you can bypass all that shit.
Of course.
Because you had a cassette, you had to go upstairs and load into place. Go downstairs and listen to it. But anyway, well, brother, I think we are at the bottom of our drinks.
I think we're at the end.
Yep.
You gonna cue us up and
got
play us out?
I get a little cherry juice left over here.
Yeah, I got a drop.
Let's see. We're going to get all old school tonight.
Well, this is how we should always play out.
And we're going to go with the original version, album version.
And I don't care what anybody says. This might be. This is,
This is so good.
in my opinion, I'm just going to express my
My
opinion.
granddaddy would be proud of me.
This is one of the top 5 all-time rock and roll songs.
I will agree with you 100% on that.
Top 5.
And out of my top 5, I would probably say
I could even say top 3.
there would be at least 1 to 2 more Rush songs within that top 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably from a little earlier than this.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
And at least
you're
one
hard
case.
pressed not to put 2112 on that list.
Did I point right?
Yeah, no, they here. Look at what I made a post.
Look at our top 2 albums up here.
I made a post. I made a post about 2112 on X. So I said, that's the album they became rock gods.
Oh yeah. And nobody really knew it yet at
No,
that point.
but you know what?
But
They
when
did
they
the
went
middle
back-
finger to the fucking record company and said, fuck you.
Caress of Steel was that.
Well, but
And that's when they said, fuck y'all, we're doing what we want. And then they came out with 2112 right behind it.
yeah.
And what a move.
Ah,
Bold.
and Payday.
Hell yeah. 3 guys on stage making this kind of noise for
Insane.
40 fucking years.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. Obviously, we're a bunch of Rush fans here on
Yeah.
Loquacious Libations.
Hey,
Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Loquacious Libations, YouTube at Loquacious Libations, Instagram
Loquacious underscore libations.
Sorry, I had to move to do that. In
Yeah.
that case. And of course, X at Loquacious Live, which we're not right now, but bear
We're
with us a
working
little
on
bit.
it.
We're working on getting live again. We will see you guys.
And look for us soon on Rumble.
On Rumble and maybe elsewhere too. Who knows?
We'll see.
What the hell we're about to do, but we're gonna do something, and we're gonna try to make it a little bigger. See you guys.
Peace, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Got to get the drum part. Sorry. I'm back here holding my hand up like a producer. Scott, he's sitting there chuckling.
that shit.
See ya. Bye.